In the front of the temple, this temple, it looks like any other temple. So in the front of the temple used to be like the pylon or the facade of the temple, and the king, he used to depict himself while the king, he used to fight against the enemies of Egypt. But in this one, or in this facade, we cannot see the facade anymore. The facade had been badly damaged or destroyed by the what? By the water of the Nile. Okay, the floods of the water gets here and damage the front building of the temple. Once we get in, we can see, by the way, the two entrances to the temple. Then we can see the columns. Look at the columns. It's not actually destroyed by the floods, and this can be clear when you look carefully. You can see how chiseled by somebody. It happened that a Turkish ruler, his name Muhammad Ali Pasha, he was ruling over Egypt between 1805 until 1849. So Muhammad Ali Pasha, he started in Egypt, Turkish ruler. He started building like bridges, like a new building, like his own projects. So he cut these ones for building some of the building here in Egypt. Okay, so it's done on the time of Muhammad Ali Pasha between 1805 to 1849. When you look at this place, we can see the place is open because the Egyptian people in ancient time, they used to get in the place and offering their sacrifices, and as I mentioned before, it's not allowed for them to get any more further inside. Here in this area, we can see the two entrances. One entrance for Sobek and his followers, and one entrance for Horus and his followers. This is, by the way, the only temple that you can see two entrances to deep inside the temple. Okay, the other ones you can see gates, and there is a difference between the gate and the entrance. Okay, the gate, as for example, sometimes you can see like enclosure wall surround the whole temple, and you can see many gates on the enclosure wall, but the entrance of the temple should be like one entrance. Okay, so like this one here, we can see two. Why? Because the temple dedicated for two different gods. If you look at the two entrances, look at the top, you can see what? You can see the winged sun disk with the cobra in the middle. This is a symbol of the protection, for protecting all the members that working inside the place and working inside the temple, and also can protect all the Egyptian people at this time. So we have here in this area, on this place, a very beautiful scene. I want to explain you the whole details about this scene, because all the rulers, before they ascending the throne of Egypt, have to be purified by the god Horus, the god of the protection, and the god Thoth, the god of writing and wisdom. So follow me to see what's next. The falcon head in the body of the human being. Horus in the front of the king, and upon the king standing another god, his name Thoth, Thoth. The god, I don't mean the king Thoth, but I mean the god Thoth, Thoth, the god of writing and wisdom. Both of them, they are using the water of the Nile for purifying the king. Actually, they are not purifying the body of the king, they are purifying the heart of the king before ascending the throne of Egypt. They're using here the water of the Nile. Why the water of the Nile in particular? Because the water of the Nile was the most sacred water at ancient time. The Egyptian people in ancient time never ever worshipped animals or birds, but they worshipped the nature of these animals. For example, why did they worship the god Thoth, the god of writing and wisdom, in the form of ibis? Because ibis is the only bird, when he walks by the same steps. So of the first step, like 20 centimeter, the second one will be 20, the third one will be 20, and so on. If he runs also by the same steps. This is why they have this god as a symbol of wisdom in ancient time, and a symbol of writing. The god Thoth, the god of writing and wisdom, in the form of ibis. Horus in the form of the falcon. We know that the falcon have a very sharp eyes, and Horus, he was fighting against his uncle, so he needs a very sharp eyes to keep watching his uncle, because his uncle used to get like a form of hippopotamus, sometimes a form of crocodile, sometimes a form of different actually wild animals. Okay, so they have to be on a form that he can watch his uncle very well. As you see, the water of the Nile, and the water of the Nile, it means life, and this is why we can see the key of life, which we call it Ankh, which it means life. And as I mentioned this morning, that Tut Ankh Amun, it means the living image of the god Amun-Ra, and this one, it means Ankh, it means living, or the symbol of life, and the Egyptian people, they call the key of life as Ankh.